Hello, hello. You're joining us here at AFTERBUZZ TV for Speechless, Season 1, Episode 4. This is INS Inspiration. JJ and Kenneth are the inspiration. Stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I think this is like an 80s song, I want to say.
It sounds like a little familiar, but I'm not sure I know it. I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah, felt it was appropriate. Hey guys, thank you for joining us here at AFTERBUZZ TV. This is Speechless, Season 1, Episode 4, INS Inspiration. I'm your host, Susannah Kim. You guys can find me online, Instagram, Twitter, at Susannah_Kim. It's SUSANNAH_KIM. And I have my lovely co-host with me.
Hi guys, it's Briana Phipps. You can find me bphipps14 on Instagram and Twitter, 1214 for Snapchat. And I'm also going to be in the chat roll today if you guys want to talk along with us.
Awesome. All right, I love the episode. It was pretty quick, and it was.
I mean, I had to swallow my pride a little bit. But
Yeah. You can explain that a little bit.
I'm gonna get some hate, I'm sure, but I am a hardcore San Francisco Giants fan.
Ooh.
And we unfortunately got kicked out of the postseason last night.
Sorry.
So watching a Dodger game was a little heart-wrenching for me, but you know.
But they had a great
it's all
time.
in good fun.
Yeah. They had a really good time. I'm surprised that because they're in like OC, I thought that they would go to an Angels game, right? Wouldn't that make more sense? I don't know.
Maybe it was easier to get
Just
filming at Dodger
That's
Stadium.
true. That
Maybe.
makes a lot of sense.
Well, no,
probably
Disney-
filming is probably closer to
Yeah, Disney
Dodgers,
doesn't-
maybe.
Well, I was gonna say Disney owns it, but I don't think they actually own Angel Stadium anymore.
Oh, well, maybe that makes sense then.
Yeah, because there was like ABC.
Conflict of interest kind of thing going on there,
I don't know.
maybe. But yeah, I don't know. But I guess he wanted like that real authentic LA experience. He wanted that Dodger dog, I guess. All right,
famous Dodger dog.
Exactly. So in the episode, we have JJ. He gets his 8 hours of freedom, which is a big thing for not just JJ, but for the family too. They haven't been away from each other for that long. So I don't think either of them really know what life is like without the other, right?
Which is an important thing. You need, in any relationship, family
balance.
or loving or whatever, you need a balance of each other
Yeah.
and time away from each other.
Yeah, totally.
So you don't go crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So the family, they kind of had, it was funny because the kids are like, no, we've never really thought of this. What would we do? And then they thought of like a million things. So they just had them racked up. So they've obviously, been in that position where they're like, oh, I wish we could do this. But,
But you don't want to like leave your brother out.
Exactly. It was never an option, I guess. So, I mean, we know that Maya, the mom, is always like, very JJ centered. She likes to, revolve the whole family's world around JJ.
So much so that she wants to make their fun activity widening a door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're trying to come up with these great things to do, and they have like a huge list of activities that they could do, but they're gonna do something based on JJ again, for her at least. So they start out doing that, and they kind of got over it pretty quickly, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's hard to get the concept of how much time has passed and stuff,
yeah.
but I'd say within an hour tops, they were like, wait, we've been tricked.
Yeah, they thought they were nailing. And what was that? She went to like a construction.
She went to a construction site because she needed to get a saw.
Yeah, okay, that's normal, right? I typically stop by
My question is, did she just drive around looking for a construction site?
Right, yeah.
Or did she know of one that was going on?
Right, she's like, I'm just gonna borrow this right here, and the guys who were also tricked into doing
we have
that.
someone in the chat roll right now.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
And they are saying that inspiration by Chicago 17, 1983.
Ooh, oh, okay.
That was the year my parents got married.
That's the year my brother was born. That is an old song, right? Is that Nalvan? Always joining us. Thank you, Nalvan. So anyway, so back to the story. We have, what is it? They actually go out to play paintball.
To do paintball, yeah.
Yeah. So they do end up going to play paintball, and they're having a good time. The kids, what is it? Dylan and Ray? Is it?
Right. I think
yeah, they start bonding. They realize that they actually really enjoy each other when typically they torture each other, or at least Dylan tortures Ray.
I think it's Dylan tortures Ray. I don't think he.
She's an interesting little girl, right? Is it just me?
She's
a little weird, right? she's older than her years. Yeah,
she acts much older than who she is, except for when she's torturing him, and then it's like going back to Very young.
That's so true. But yeah, and we realized she had read some psychology textbooks for like free therapy.
They've been like realizing that their mother uses her British charm.
Yeah, exactly.
To get them to do all sorts of things for her.
She does like a little analysis on her.
Psychology.
Yeah, and she realizes there's two kinds of guilt. There's like the healthy guilt and there's unhealthy guilt. So I think when they go to paintball is when they realize they have a little bit of that.
Guilt.
Yeah, a little bit of that. But I like when they first get there how the dad, Jimmy, he immediately goes to taking a nap, which was his original plan from the get-go. He was like, I have a plan, let's nap. And then they didn't get to, but then he just goes to paintball and naps anyway.
Which I've never been paintballing, but I can't imagine it's that easy to nap during it.
I mean, yeah, I assume they have places to hide. I've never been either. I want to go. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, we'll do this.
Okay, yes. So they end up coming together. They have their little like, I don't know, what would you call their little like zone of terror where they're like taking everyone out around them. Right?
Yeah, they definitely had a strategy by the end of it.
Yeah, totally. So they came together, and then in that they realized that they had the best day ever, but it was not the best day ever.
But then they felt terrible for having the best day ever because it didn't include JJ.
And it ended up in guilt again, which is, I mean, in a way, like, JJ is oblivious to any of their guilt, you know? Like, I don't know that he probably wouldn't.
Well, you know, I'm sure he understands, like, oh, like, there's things that they wish they could do and I can't obviously do.
Right.
Which is the point of days when you guys are separated and can do your own things.
And knowing JJ, like, I would think that he would probably be pretty happy for them and he would totally understand and want them to have a great time without him doing things that, you know, he wouldn't be able to do. I don't think that they would have to feel that guilty, but I totally understand why they do, you know? So, I mean, would you relate to this at all? I know your sister.
In some ways, like, you know, there are definitely things that, the thing that comes to mind is when we went to Europe, just walking around, because my sister isn't in a wheelchair. She actually, she has braces, and she can walk, but walking long distance obviously is very, very difficult for her. So it would be like, we would really have to like plan our day accordingly. Like, oh, we can't do as much today because we need to make sure that we're sticking to one area so that we're not like overdoing her. And like she's I mean, she doesn't talk either, but she's like, if she doesn't want to do something, she does not do it.
She'll let you know.
So like, I just remember us walking across the street in London, and she was done walking for the day, and she just sat down middle of the street, and cars are coming. We're freaking out. So I mean, I can relate a little bit.
It's awesome.
To the point where I just like kind of really wish we had a wheelchair for her.
Yeah.
I think we made the determination, like if we go on vacation and stuff again, we'll get her a wheelchair.
Yeah. Oh, so you kind of got that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's relatable. Yeah, so they ended up, I don't know, they ended up, I guess, talking it out, and Maya ends up going skating, and, you know, I guess they do, in the end, still enjoy their time, and I guess come to some sort of amends,
like they just realize, I think they just realize, like, it's okay to have fun, you know, without him. It doesn't mean, like, you know, every day has to be, like, if you don't have, like, oh, sorry, I have a thought and I can't process it.
Right, no, very good.
It's more like, if you do like little things more often, more things that you wanted to do that maybe he can't do, that it doesn't build all up to the point where like it's resentment.
Exactly. Like you said in the beginning, just balance. Like having a little bit of everything. Yeah. And like I said, like JJ was totally unaware of, you know, what they were doing. So I don't think that, you know, there were any hard feelings anywhere, hopefully. Okay, so going with JJ, so like we said, he was having a great day. They went to Dodger Stadium. He was getting spoiled a little bit, and was it Kenneth? Gets a little bit carried away with the special treatment. They get into the Dodger Stadium for free. They get, what was it? JJ passes the ball.
Yeah, he passes the ball, and then that's when Kenneth kind of starts taking over, and he wants to sing the, not national anthem, sorry.
He gets into the box.
Take me out to the ball game.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, they were on the Kiss Cam, all kinds of stuff. And then he decides to go to a Stones concert, right? That's what
all stuff that JJ doesn't care about.
Right, basically. Exactly. So he took JJ's day, where JJ was supposed to be calling the shots and everything, and just took over and decided to do what he wants. And he ends up leaving JJ's board at the parking lot. So JJ's kind of mad.
We have someone, really quickly, Candace Boyd in the chat said, I love the idea of 8 hours of independence. Like having a disability is a little bit boring to me, full of meds and doctor appointments, but to give JJ independence just for a day is awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's what we were saying. Like, he needs that time too.
Exactly. And I mean, that was kind of the point of him going to this new place in the new school so he can have his voice and have his freedom.
And that's why when Kenneth took it over, it was like, this is what happens to me all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Except it's usually his mom that makes decisions, and they're going to watch Bachelor instead. So, so instead of Bachelor, he got swapped out for Stones, which he still doesn't care about. So he's still losing in a way. So he gets really mad. I love the moment they have where, you know, they're trying to figure out how to communicate without the
because
board.
Kenneth left the backpack.
Love that. And you know, he expresses how angry he is, obviously. And I think Kenneth knew. Kenneth totally had, you know, that guilt upon him.
Yeah, and I love how like fast though that he came up with a solution. That was amazing to me. Like, okay, we can't talk. How can we talk? Okay,
right.
We're gonna use hands.
Where is it? Yeah, and he was totally. And I mean, I love the actor. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but the actor that plays JJ is so like expressive, and I love his acting. I think he's phenomenal. And yeah, and they're able to get through that, and they end up doing something that JJ's always wanted to do. I don't know if it was on his list. That would be awesome if we saw it on his list. I kind of wish he had it like on there.
Yeah, I wish we saw exactly what his list was.
Exactly. I was expecting to see butts
going
somewhere.
to get a Dodger dog, like I don't really know what the rest of the plan of the day was.
Right. Yeah. I expected like girls. You know, I'm surprised we didn't see. No,
he has his cheerleaders.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so he ends up driving around the parking lot, which was awesome.
Kenneth is freaking out on the side.
Totally. He's totally, you know, ready to make his maker.
The best part of the driving was just them getting home for me. And
oh yeah, and then like telling the family.
Could you imagine the like just hearing from like your disabled sibling like that?
No, that has
is
to
in
be
a wheelchair
joke.
that starts driving, and you're like, wait, you really drove?
Right? And then you turn around for the person that's responsible, and he's gone. Right? It's like, wait, did this happen? Oh, okay, well, we can't really verify, but we're gonna accept that it did happen. So yeah, I thought it was a really cute episode.
For a first-time driver, he didn't do too badly. He didn't hit anything.
Yeah,
so,
he did not hit anything.
That's always a plus.
In the very beginning, when they first like went off, he hit the gas, and there was like a pole right there. I was like, I kind of thought they were gonna hit something, and that still would have been funny.
I thought it wasn't gonna hit the beginning, and then I thought that it was gonna end up hitting by the end of it.
It's like maybe we shouldn't have done that, but
Michael Fowler is the actor's name.
Yes, amazing actor.
Thank you, Candace.
Thank you. Yes, and thank you to everyone that's joining us in the chat. And I'm so surprised that we have people. I mean, this is a new show, but it's like it's doing really well. Yeah. Right? The ratings are great. Yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the season. Any crazy predictions? This wasn't like a very like heavy.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything to like predict in the future. I mean, I guess. Oh, it was like a crazy.
Yeah. Do you have predictions? No, you don't.
I guess the only kind of prediction I could even make was that I just hope that they start having more time for themselves rather than revolving around each other so much.
Right, yeah. So kind of like an overall family dynamic sort of thing. But yeah, I can't like pick out, I mean, you know, it's a sitcom, so it's hard to pick out anything like big that's going to happen.
Yeah,
but
at least yet. Yeah. We're starting off, we're still in the very early stages, very beginning of the show.
Oh, but it's going to be amazing once we get like some really meaty episodes and really deep stuff. I'm excited for that. So, yeah, I think that's it. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
Yeah, pretty quick. Thank you guys. Thank you all for joining us. Please take a sec to like our video. Let us know if you have any thoughts on what's going on. And
if you have any predictions, if you have anything you want to see on the show, let us know.
Yeah, or if you guys to relate to anything that's going on in the show. I love hearing, we have a lot of viewers that have CP themselves, and I love hearing their viewpoint on the show and whatnot, so definitely share with us. So thank you guys for joining us. I'm your host, Susannah Kim. You can find me at Susannah_Kim.
And I'm Briana Phipps. You can find me bphipps14. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. See you next week. Oh, no, actually, we won't see you
not
next week.
week.
No episode next week. Yes.
2 weeks from now.
See you in 2 weeks, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.